Shouldn't have this in the video, but this is why I never sleep late. Oh my God, look at this sun. Hold on. There we go. Whew, that shit was blinding. I'm like, I can't see now. Anyway, it's nice fall, December day, almost winter solstice, I guess. And there's Poby. Come on, baby. You say hi? You say hi? Um, Topic of today, red flags. Well, I don't need to go into detail of what is a red flag, nor, examples of red flags like watch out for XYZ. I'll go into the higher, you know, reasons that we need to pay attention to red flags and really what it turns out to be. I'm the type of guy that I'm a very firm believer that you don't know somebody till basically it's too late or till the shit hits the fan. Now, there's two types of people with that. Some people, like, shit hits the fan, you have a problem. Excuse me. They act very mature, they handle it well and respectfully, and so on and so forth. And then there are the people that shit hits a fan and they try to fuck you over, or they act immature, they act vengeful, so on and so forth. Now, why we need to pay attention to the red flags is for the same reason. You don't know somebody till it's too late. But those red flags, just to boil it down, are indicators of what the future will hold. That red flag of them not wanting to help pay, or that red flag of them acting entitled that one night, or that red flag of them not taking accountability. Take that, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 year, whatever it may be, years later, that tiny red flag is amplified into a giant red fucking banner. And then it turns into a giant road sign, and then it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Um, People are uh, the worst mistake you can make, and the mistake that I see most people doing is in making the mistake that I can change their behavior, or it was just that one time, it won't happen again, or they'll get better. If somebody is displaying those characteristics early on, they are going to get nothing but worse and worse and worse as time goes on. And you will realize that when the shit hits the fan, metaphorically, because that greed or that entitlement or whatever it may be, when the shit hits the fan, is going to come at you 110%, and you're going to see the real them, the person this person was, the person this person was the entire time. So that little bit of greed that you saw at the beginning, 5 years later, when you break up or whatever, and you start trying to split up assets, they're not going to do it amicably. They're not going to be doing it responsibly and mature. They're going to want it all, or that entitlement. Same thing. That little spark of entitlement that you saw at the beginning. I'm just going to keep saying 5, but 5 years later, um, they're going to feel entitled to your property, to your house, to your car, to whatever it may be. That little spark of, you know, always being the victim, claiming victim status. What do you think that's going to turn into 5 years later? You're going to be, the asshole that did everything wrong, and they did nothing wrong, and poor them, and oh my God, how could they do this to me? And I'm just such a little baby, and ruin your reputation, or at least attempt to, so on and so forth. Um, So this is why when you see red flags, you cut it immediately. Don't think you can change them. Don't think it's going to get better with time. Don't think, everything will be all right and, they'll learn and get better and so on and so forth, because it's not. I'm telling you from personal experience, and, anybody that's gone through this shit, it gets, those little red flags just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And when it finally comes around and you see the full-fledged person that this individual is, or you see the true capability of how shitty they can be, you're like, damn it, I knew it. Why did I fucking try to continue this stuff? I knew they were fucking selfish. I knew they were entitled. I knew they were a victim. All that shit. It's like it's I like to. I mean, I want to believe in giving people the benefit of a doubt. Um, but honestly, as you get older and probably I would say into late 20s, early 30s, you'll start to realize that if somebody's giving red flags early on, there's just no sense in keeping up with it. You just need to cut it and run and cut your losses, mitigate your losses. Um, do it definitely before you get like emotionally attached to them. Definitely before they have the opportunity to fuck you over. Even with these situations in legal situations, um, you know, even if you're legally right, they'll fight you tooth and nail. Um, even if you have the right to call the police or the sheriff or whatever and take care of matters, they're going to fight and 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 they're going to fight. And you're finally going to be like, wow, this person is exponentially worse than I ever thought they were. But you had the warning. Those little red flags are always a good warning. Um, you just can't fall in the delusion that you're going to change anybody, or things are going to get better. So if like I get this one all the time. Guys contact me, hey, my girlfriend cheated on me or whatever. That's not even a small red flag. That's a fucking giant red flag. And I'll try to work it out. Well, we can make things better, or we can do no. It gets nothing but worse. If that's what's happening now, think what happens in 5 years. Think what happens in 10 years. She's already showed you that she doesn't fucking care about you. You think it's gonna get better? You think you're gonna be able to work it out? No, no, no. And that goes for women too. It's the same shit. Same shit across the human spectrum there. If somebody's doing that stuff, just cut it. Just cut it. Cut your losses and just move the fuck on and find somebody that doesn't do that shit. Because somebody that doesn't do that stuff, at the end of the day, when everything falls apart, if it does, at least it'll be handled like an adult or respectably, and not become a complete shit show that you don't need to deal with. That's my 2 cents for today.